Hi, I'm Jodelle from HaveTravel-Memories Vacations. We're a family of travel advisors because we love to travel. I'm going to start today by reading you something that I just came across that I thought was absolutely perfect. While there is not much good to be said for an industry-wide shutdown, it does have the undeniable advantage of creating a lot of time to think about how they can do better, not only in their day-to-day operations, but when the next crisis hits. I've been getting calls from my clients and even from strangers who are simply Googling travel agencies. They have a lot of questions concerning the travel industry and specifically cruises and the cruise industry. And so I thought I would talk a little bit today about the cruise industry mainly and what we can expect going forward. But before I do that, I'd like to just give a quick kudos to the cruise industry because as a travel advisor, I have to say they have gone above and beyond in providing resources for us to be able to help not only our clients, but total strangers that have just Googled us and called and asked for help. So we've had extra people assigned to us to be able to answer phone calls immediately, answer emails. I've even had regular weekly phone calls from some of my business development managers just checking up on me. So I know they don't have time to do that, but they are making the time. So again, thank you to my cruise suppliers. We really appreciate all that you've done for us. Now, the two top questions I'm getting asked is, number one, will the cruise industry survive? And number two, if so, then when can we cruise again? So I'm going to answer the second question first. When will we cruise again? I can't answer that. So that's why I went to the second one first. No, I can give you my opinion, and that is that I think by the end of summer we will see cruise ships with passengers on them out to sea again. But for right now, of course, nobody knows the answer to that question for sure. And it's a fluid situation that changes every day. So even if I told you that I got a bulletin today that said this is what's going to happen, that might change. So now for question number one, will the cruise industry survive? Well, let me give you just a little bit of quick history. In 2017, I'm just going back just a few years, in 2017, 25.8 million passengers sailed on cruise lines. In 2018, the cruise ships saw 27.2 passengers, and in 2019, just last year, it went up to 28 million passengers. And this year, for 2020, there were already 32 million passengers scheduled to embark. Now, I think that's fascinating when I look back to the mid-90s when I first became a travel advisor. And they told us in our training that only 10 million people were cruising back in the 90s. But 33 million people were going to Vegas every year. So look how the cruise industry has absolutely grown and is growing every year. It is the fastest growing industry in the travel market. So I think that answers the question. They're going to be fine. They will not only be back, but they will be back stronger and better than ever. If ever there was a market and an industry that survives to thrive, it's the cruise industry. So the next question I'm asked is, what is it going to look like when we get back to cruising again? How will it change? What can we expect? So I can't really say for sure on any of that either. I could tell you what I'm reading, but I haven't gotten anything that says this is absolutely what we're going to do. I do know that we are going to see heightened efforts of sanitation. Now, the cruise industry's already been very self-conscious of heightened sanitation practices because of previous viruses. So they're already ahead of the game there, and they've got all kinds of scientists and specialists in place to research for them, and they are beginning to implement and train their crews, and we will see definitely all of the sanitation requirements that are needed in order to make us feel safe about cruising again. I think we'll see the sanitation straight across the board, in fact, in all levels, from the hotels to the airports, to the planes, to the cruise terminals, to our staterooms in all public areas. Another thing we are hearing about, of course, is the heightened health screening. Much like after 9/11, TSA was implemented, and that the airports were forever changed, and we started going through heightened security. Changes will need to be made after this too, and we will have to go through heightened health security. So we'll see that. One of the things that has impressed me the most, and I'm looking forward to knowing more about it, and when I do find out more, I'll share it with you, and that is that I'm hearing that the cruise ships are working towards becoming more self-reliant and self-contained. And one of the ways they're going to do that is by implementing more space towards their medical facilities so they can take care of patients, passengers who might have become ill or injured. They will have hospital beds and a unit there that they can provide round the clock health care if needed. They will put more medical personnel on the ships. They will have more equipment and medications, and they will just be prepared to handle whatever happens as much as possible. So when you look at the travel industry and those facts, then to me it sounds like cruising is probably the safest form of travel out there. And for me, that fits right up with my desires and requests, because cruising is the way I like to see the world. It's our favorite way to travel. I like the fact that you don't have to pack and unpack so much. The only time I have any extra packing is if I do a pre or post trip or tour before I get on the ship. But I like being able to get into my stateroom. I know exactly what to expect. I know what kind of outlets I'm going to have. I know whether or not each night my stateroom is going to meet my expectations. I also know where my next laundry service will be, or laundry facility, and I know what kind of food I'll have to eat. I tend to be a more picky eater with a limited palate. Therefore, I don't like trying new things very much. So I really look forward to getting back to the ship every evening and knowing that I will have the foods that I like to eat available to me. So I'm excited about some of these changes in the cruise industry. Are people booking? Yes, they are. They are booking a lot. 90% of people who were regular cruisers have said that they will not only cruise again, but 10% are going to cruise more than ever. And that being said, I was surprised as I discovered that the people who are booking are families, groups, and that's totally understandable, and I think we should have expected it, because families have been separated, and so they're planning how they're going to reunite once this virus is kind of under control and people are allowed out and about again, and we can get together with our loved ones and our friends and our family. We might be able to do that on a cruise ship. It's the most affordable way to do it, and it's the easiest way to accommodate all the different demographics. But right now, I think a lot of families are booking not only for that, but also because there are incredible deals out there right now. Unheard of deals and opportunities. So I say that to say that, like, for example, until the end of April, there's reduced deposits, and almost all the cruise lines are offering book with confidence policies, so that you book something and you need to cancel or change it, you can do that up to 48 hours before you sail. So I think this is the time to book. So if you're sitting on any FCCs, which are future cruise credits, you might want to think about using them sooner rather than later. You don't have to be locked in. You don't have anything to lose except the great deals that are being offered right now. So I would call your travel advisor if you don't have one. You can call me or email me. My email's below, or you can just Google travel agencies and find yourself a good travel advisor, because travel advisors are very important, and 80% of people who are booking are using travel advisors now. So be careful about going to the big box cruise mills, third-party cruise bills. Be careful, because to them you're a booking number. When you use a travel advisor, you become a friend and a client, and you then have an advocate for you while you're traveling. So along with the deals and things that are out there, I'd like to say that it's my opinion that I think most of us derive happiness from anticipation. Having something to look forward to when things might be a little bit tough. That's the way I am. I look forward to my next trips and cruises. I've been disappointed like many of you. I've had some things canceled that I should have already been out on and back. And I still have stuff on the horizon coming out. I think my next cruise is actually in October, our group. I am excited about it, and I'm looking forward to it. We will have links available for you to see what we have coming up. You can learn all about them, and again, if you're interested, email me and I will get right back to you. One more thing I'd like to say before I get off the subject of booking your travel is travel insurance. Many of us have discovered that travel insurance had written into their policies that they're not going to cover pandemics, epidemics, mass shutdowns, government shutdowns. They don't cover any of that. The only way you can get any kind of insurance coverage right now is if you actually get the virus while you're traveling. So in the future, be sure that you compare travel insurances. As travel advisors, we are learning all that we can about how we can advise our clients to even better direction towards their insurance, because I think the insurance industries, they need to change their policies to help cover these things, and some of them are, and we need to know who they are so that we can make sure that they will cover diseases and pandemics and even extended stays in foreign locations if travel's completely restricted. So I just wanted to put that out there. So whatever changes are made in the travel industry, everyone agrees that the top priority is the consumer. The cruise industry, all across the travel industry altogether, feel this way. They want you to come back. And I know that the cruise industry, most people don't cruise once. They keep going and they do it over and over again, and they know that. And so they want to make sure that passengers feel safe and protected when they sail again or cruise again. So email me, my address is below, and I will get right back to you. Click on the like button if you like us, and subscribe so you don't miss our next posts and publications and videos. So Start planning your next memories that will improve your quality of life and bring your family closer together. So until next time, start packing. Bye for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe.